Golden, crisp, and filled with creamy perfection, these carnivore cream horns are pure indulgence, perfect as a holiday treat or a dessert at any gathering. To make the cream horn shells, we're going to use skim milk or non-fat milk powder, gelatin, collagen powder, unsalted organic hormone-free butter, eggs, pastured eggs will be best, salt, and I recommend the Real Salt brand, and heavy cream. One of the best upgrades you can make for your carnivore baking is to use ceramic-coated equipment. Here we are using a ceramic-coated Pizzelle maker instead of a standard non-stick model, as regular non-stick coatings leach chemicals into your food. Ceramic is free from chemicals like PTFE and PFOA, making it a cleaner, health-conscious choice. And this is especially important if you're focused on healing through food. And when it comes to cooking, if you're using silicone, you'll want to make sure to use a clean version, and platinum cured silicone is an ideal way to go. It's stronger, safer, and won't leach chemicals even at high heats. Unlike low-grade silicone, platinum silicone is a safe alternative to stainless steel and wood. Now let's move into the recipe. First, we need to preheat the Pizzelle maker by plugging it in. You will notice the lights on top that will indicate when it's heated and ready for use. The first step in this process is to separate the egg yolks and the egg whites. Here you will notice I'm using a 3-bowl technique, which is quite handy because we will be using 2 of the egg whites and only 1 of the egg yolks. To optimize nutritional value, it's ideal to use pastured eggs over regular eggs, as pastured eggs will be higher in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and they do contain more fat-soluble vitamins like vitamins A, D, E, and K. In a large mixing bowl, we're going to begin by whisking the egg whites until they are light and frothy. This may take a minute or two. Once this is done, we can add the softened butter and continue to whisk until the mixture is creamy and smooth. And now we add the egg yolk into the mixture. And stir in the collagen, gelatin, and a pinch of salt. Gelatin helps enhance the structure and hold of the cone shells. At this point, we're going to slowly add in the skim or non-fat milk powder, a little at a time, and we want to blend as we go to prevent clumping. The powder is pretty fine, so you don't want to rush through this step at all. You will notice the batter is thick now, and that's why we're going to add some of that heavy cream. Usually it takes about 3 to 4 tablespoons, but depending on the size and moisture content of the eggs, you may need to add a little bit more or a little bit less. Ideally, we want the batter to be pourable and slightly thicker in consistency compared to pancake batter. Now for making the pizzelles themselves. We want to scoop 1.5 tablespoons of batter into the center of the press, and we'll let this cook for about 45 to 60 seconds or until the edges are golden. The cook time may vary depending on the type of pizzelle maker you have, how well it's heated up, and the moisture of your batter. So do watch closely to make sure it doesn't burn. The first 1 or 2 may burn, and that's fine. We have enough batter to make as many as we need for this recipe, so it's not too much of a concern if you do end up burning the first few. Once the pizzelles are finished, you do want to remove them as soon as possible from the element, as they will continue to brown with the heat. And then you'll wrap them around the cones or a funnel made of tinfoil if you don't have the cones. The shells are quite hot, coming right off the element, and that's why I'm using nitrile gloves. I specifically choose blue nitrile gloves as opposed to any other color, because if something does happen and the glove gets nicked or a part of the glove ends up coming off, I will be able to easily see it in my food and don't have to worry about consuming it. If you're using black gloves or other colored gloves similar to food colors, it may end up in your meal and you won't notice it. After just a few seconds, the shells will start to firm up. And here we have a lovely cone shell ready to cool before filling. Once your set of cones are shaped, set them aside to cool and continue working through the remaining batter, repeating the same steps. This recipe usually yields about 8 to 10 pizzelles, though the exact number can vary depending on your press and how thick your batter is that day. A little more or a little less is perfectly normal. I'm using a Pizzelle maker in this video, and if you would like to try the recipe using the oven, head over to carnivore-collections.com for the instructions on the oven method. And here we have our second round. They're coming out nicely. Again, you do want to make sure that you roll them as quickly as possible once they come off the heat, because they will start to harden quite fast. Now, one tip if you make a mistake and you don't roll them fast enough is to put them back on the Pizzelle maker and let them sit for a few seconds to warm up. This will allow them to be pliable again. Once you make your first few shells, you'll get the hang of it and the process will become easier. And now we're going to make a simple filling for the cream horns with heavy cream, and optionally, if you are a flex carnivore, raw honey, and some vanilla extract for a subtle sweetness. You can beat the heavy cream by hand or with a stand mixer like I'm using here. And we're going to whip the cream to stiff peaks. Using a spatula, check to see if it's the right consistency and holds its shape. At this point, if you're using honey and vanilla, you can add that now. You will notice in my recipes that I suggest using a little raw honey for a flex carnivore option. It's because honey is a real whole food that the body recognizes. Commercial allulose is usually made from corn and can cause digestive upsets for some people. Stevia may seem natural, but the refined versions can still impact hormones. And monk fruit is heavily processed, which can overstimulate sweetness receptors. Raw honey keeps things simple and closer to nature, but I can completely understand why some people choose these alternatives to help manage carbs and blood sugar, and everyone should choose what works best for their body. After the cream filling is well chilled and the shells have been fully cooled, we're going to fill the piping bag with the cream filling. Make sure to choose an end tip that is wide and round. This will make it easier when you're filling the shells and prevent too much resistance. Once the piping bag is full, we're going to give it a little squeeze so that the cream gets to the bottom of the tip. And we're going to twist the top so that we have a nice handle on the bag itself. If you don't have a piping bag, you can use another plastic food bag and cut off the corner for a modified piping experience. Then, holding the shell gently in one hand, we're going to insert the tip partially into the horn and begin piping slowly. Then we'll repeat this process for each of the shells. And here you have our finished carnivore cream horns. They're at their crunchiest when served immediately, but you can store them in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 2 days if you'd like to enjoy them later. The shells will soften gently as they sit, yet the flavor and texture will remain wonderfully satisfying. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed these carnivore cream horns, feel free to like, subscribe, and explore more recipes on the channel. And let me know in the comments if this is a recipe that you'd like to try at home. I'll see you in the next video.